Late Thursday night, The Washington Post published a report about the proposal. A White House official downplayed the story, telling the Post in a statement, "This was just a suggestion that was floated and rejected," which ended any further discussion. A day later Trump said he was giving strong considerations to the plan. At an afternoon event at the White House laying out a pushing the deployment of 5G technology, Trump again boasted of trying to punish states and cities that have adopted sanctuary policies for immigrants by sending them those who enter the country seeking political asylum. According to the Post's report, Mae Davis, deputy assistant to the president and White House policy coordinator, wrote to immigration officials in November asking about the viability of transporting migrants arrested at the border to cities that generally did not cooperate with federal immigration enforcements. The idea has been raised by 1 to 2 principles that, if we are unable to build sufficient temporary housing, that caravan members be bused to small and mid-sized sanctuary cities, Davis wrote. There is not a White House decision on this. Immigrations and Custom Enforcement Deputy Director Matthew Albence replied that the idea would create an unnecessary operational burden, and added, "Not sure how paying to transport aliens to another location to release them when they can be released on the spot is a justified expenditure. Not to mention the liability should there be an accident along the way." The White House broached the subject again in February, shortly after the federal government shutdown caused by the Trump administration's insistence on getting funding for border security, including a wall. "It was retaliation, to show them, your lack of cooperation has impacts," a Department of Homeland Security official told the Post. "I think they thought it would put pressure on those communities to understand, I guess, a different perspective on why you need more immigration money for detention beds." The term sanctuary city refers to localities where officials generally do not inform federal immigrant agencies about undocumented immigrants who come to their attention. The intent is humanitarian and also to encourage immigrants to cooperate with police and other government agencies without fear of deportation. Those areas have been a target since the early days of the Trump administration, when he signed an executive order attempting to deny funding to jurisdictions that did not cooperate with federal immigration officials. The order was blocked by a federal judge. It is an article of faith with Trump that immigrants bring crime and disease to the United States. But studies have found that sanctuary cities have either lower or equal crime rates to non-sanctuary cities. A study of Texas in 2015 found that crime rates among immigrants were lower than among native-born citizens. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's district in San Francisco was one of the areas considered as a release point for immigrants detained at the border. "The extent of this administration's cynicism and cruelty cannot be overstated," said Pelosi spokeswoman Ashley Etienne in a statement to the Post. "Using human beings, including little children, as pawns in their warped game to perpetuate fear and demonize immigrants is despicable."